Jimbo, my name is Bill Marion and this is A Nose for Life. In this video, we're visiting a very special national park 8,000 miles away. Well, it's 8,000 miles from where I live. Get ready for an amazing adventure in Nairobi National Park in Nairobi, Kenya. Located in East Africa, Kenya is renowned for its wildlife and numerous national parks and reserves. This is a unique video for our channel. It's not every day that you get to travel to the other side of the planet and enjoy an experience like this. So I'm taking you with me. And while watching this video, don't forget, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing this amazing experience with you. Now, as much as you're going to love this video for the animals and scenery, we were blessed by the warmth and hospitality of the people. They're wonderful, and they made this video possible. Nairobi National Park is one of the few national parks in Africa that is accessible by public transportation. In other words, you can take your own vehicle, and that's exactly what we did. Well, not my vehicle, but the vehicle of one of our brave friends. You're gonna love this.
What? I'll take it. Come on.
Peter's got it.
Peter's got it. Yeah, baby. Yes.
While watching this video, please leave a comment, and I've left links in the description. So go ahead and hit the like button, and let's get started. Nairobi National Park is the only national park in the world that's located within a city. In fact, the park is less than 5 miles from the very center of Nairobi. And let me be clear, this is not a zoo. This is the greatest concentration of wildlife that's close to a major world capital. Seeing the Nairobi city skyline from a national park was hard to get my head around. Nairobi is an enormous, bustling city, and it serves as a political and economic hub for the entire region. Sources vary, but the population is somewhere around 6 million people. So it's almost like Nairobi National Park is a giant version of New York City's Central Park, only that the animals in Central Park Zoo are trapped in cages. And here, the animals roam while people are in cages. Well, cages that move. What I find most fascinating about Nairobi and a lot of Kenya is the climate. Nairobi is about 87 miles south of the equator. Now, when you think about a place being located near the equator, you probably assume it's going to be hot and humid. Most cities located near the equator have warm climates due to the direct overhead sun and consistent daylight throughout the year. I mean, that's elementary school geography, right? But what your teacher probably didn't mention is that even though Kenya is one of the top 10 countries closest to the equator, because of its elevation, it has a moderate climate. The elevation here in Nairobi is 5,889 feet above sea level. That's a higher elevation than Denver, Colorado, the mile-high city. I'll talk more about Kenya's enormous mountains in another video. During our visit, the temperatures never exceeded 84 degrees during the day, and during the evening, the temperatures would drop down into the 60s. And one night, the temperature dropped down into the 50s. As you probably expect, it's even cooler in the higher elevations, and Kenya's coastal areas are a lot warmer. Kenya experiences a dry season and 2 wet seasons. Established in 1946, Nairobi National Park was Kenya's first national park. Because of our busy schedule, we only spent about 4 hours on these awesome muddy roads, just seeing a small fraction of the park. The park is enormous. It covers an area of about 45 square miles, and it features a variety of habitats, including open grass plains, acacia bush, highland dry forest, and riverine forest. Like I mentioned earlier, the park is one of the few national parks in Africa that is accessible by public transportation. It's a big-time tourist destination. People from all over the world visit Nairobi just to see these amazing animals. Sadly, there are no elephants in Nairobi National Park, but there are a lot of black rhinos. Don't get too close.
Wow, this is good, eh?
Oh my gosh.
They are black rhinos. See, their mouths are sharp.
There are also leopards, Cape buffaloes, and lions. We didn't see any lions on this safari, but we did in Nakuru. I'll be releasing that video in about a week, so make sure you're subscribed. A lot of animals call Nairobi National Park home, including cheetahs, hyenas, zebras, and a lot more. It's also a great place for birding, as there are over 500 species of birds. I was visiting Nairobi with fellow ministers Josh and Jacob. My wife Carolyn and Josh's wife Samantha are going to join us on our next visit. Our host, Pastor Machangi, was kind enough to make the arrangements for this excursion, and Peter was our driver and park expert. I didn't say much about it at the time, but I was confused as to whether this was an actual safari. I guess I was thinking that a real safari was when a group of people dressed like this travel for days into the middle of nowhere, and while enduring heat and exhaustion, they escape near death just to see animals in their natural habitat. But the term safari is Swahili, and it's defined as an overland journey to observe or hunt wild animals, especially in Southeast Africa. So yes, this was a real Kenyan safari. Here's something you might find interesting, sad, but definitely laughable. Josh and I kept talking about how this whole experience reminded us of Kilimanjaro's safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Talk about life imitating art, imitating life. I mean, here we are at Kenya's oldest national park, experiencing the first of 2 short safaris during our enjoyable but hardworking 10 days, and we're talking about a theme park attraction. Really? Thanks, Disney. I admit it's a testament to Disney that they got enough right with that attraction that it came up in conversation a few times during an actual safari. But think about it, Walt Disney himself dreamed about creating a ride-through attraction with real animals, an attraction in which the guests get to see exotic animals roam freely. Disney Imagineers did their very best to create that illusion. The attraction cost a fortune to build and maintain, and it requires an enormous amount of land. All of Magic Kingdom can fit into the Kilimanjaro Safaris attraction at Animal Kingdom. As much as I've always admired Disney's Imagineers, when the first iteration of Kilimanjaro Safaris opened, well, I thought it was tacky. And though the attraction has been reimagined a few times over the years, each version is as tacky as the last. And I realize that one could argue that the other sections of Animal Kingdom are just as tacky, but not in the same way as Kilimanjaro Safaris. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Disney's effort isn't commendable. It's just that I'm old enough to remember what Disney Imagineers wanted Kilimanjaro Safaris to be. They wanted it to be a small version of this. But let's face it, Kilimanjaro Safaris is a zoo with a queue and a nice soundtrack. This can only be found in Kenya, and I'm so grateful that God blessed me with this experience. This is certainly not a theme park attraction. It's an amazing safari adventure in an amazing place. There is so much more to Kenya. We experienced another short safari in Nakuru, which is about 3 hours north of Nairobi. And it was a different experience entirely. As much as I enjoyed this safari, I think I like that one a little more, and I know you're going to love that video. Kenya is amazing, diverse, and shockingly beautiful. I'm looking forward to our next visit, and I know you're looking forward to our next video. In the meantime, here are some other videos you'll enjoy, and don't forget to leave a comment. Oh yeah, and make sure you're subscribed and that you've clicked the bell for notifications. My name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life.